Yo, what up, guys? Welcome back to Past.
Welcome back. And today we got a special video. So we're going to be doing our best qualities or our favorite qualities in a mouse.
Of course, it is subjective. You know, like people might find something else more important than something else. You know, like because everyone likes different things. But this is just our list, and this is what we put together, and this is what we're looking for in mice when we're reviewing it. You know. So every mouse is pretty much is very different, and you know, like when I first started with it, it's just a mouse. Who cares, you know? But like once you start getting into it, every mouse feels like very, very different, and how you play it kind of like is a little affected by like weight, skates, and all that. So let's get it started off with our number one, which is our most important feature of a mouse, and that's the shape.
So that's gonna go with ergonomics. Yeah. That's gonna go with how comfortable it is in your hand. That's gonna be super, super important when you're gaming, because you want to buy a mouse that fits your hand for your playstyle. So if you like claw grip, fingertip, or palm, I mean, you're gonna want to choose a mouse that fits your style. For me, I generally like a palm grip or sometimes fingertip, just depends on the game. For that style, generally I like something like the G Pro. That's gonna be one of my favorites. If I have to palm, I actually really like the Skull by G-Wolves. It's really nice to palm in your hand. It's an ergonomic mouse. It's actually the only ergonomic mouse on the table here.
Yes.
So it's gonna be right-handed only. Buttons only on the left side for your thumb. Like super lightweight.
It kind of has that little tilt to it, like the MX vertical. Yeah, that feels really nice as well. And just this swell here on the left side of the mouse where your thumb and index finger is just feels so nice. And especially if you palm grip. I don't palm grip, I fingertip grip. So my favorite would be the Model O or the FK2s by Zowie.
Yeah.
And, I like a lower profile type of mouse because this feels really nice, but like trying to fingertip and move the mouse around, it's a little bit harder if it's like right against your hand. So if it's a lower profile build like this, it's a little bit easier to move,
Exactly.
So that's just our preferences for what we like to have in a mouse as far as shape goes.
Yeah, so I mean, if you like fingertip or claw grip, you're gonna want a mouse that has like a smaller hump.
Yeah.
Maybe more towards the middle. So like the G-Wolves, I mean, you're looking at a crazy, massive one. So it's meant to fit in the back of your palm really nicely.
Yeah.
Same with the G Pro. It's a little bit more towards the middle, but it's going to be easy to palm. And then this one's sort of neutral where you can fingertip as well.
Yeah.
As well as actually the S2 here. The S2 is pretty easy to palm, but it's a little bit short for my hand. So
really
small
short.
to medium hands might like that.
Yeah, really short.
The next category, number 2, is going to be the buttons.
The buttons, very important. Yes.
You don't want to be misclicking RPG and giving away your position, shooting all over the place.
Not only that, but like I just don't like mushy buttons. It doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
At all, especially with the scroll wheel too. Like usually I don't mind it, but then I tried the FK2, which is FK2. I love that mouse. It's one of my favorite mice of all time. But the scroll wheel is so trash. I hate it, and I use the scroll wheel all the time when I game. To be honest, I like a button that's fairly easy to press and to have a medium, I guess, travel distance, not too long and not too short. So it's like Lucas said, it's not too easy to press.
Yeah, I like that's my one fault, and like my tried and true G Pro wireless. Mm-hmm. That's the fault, is those buttons are too easy to press for me, and there's like too little travel distance. So I'll end up double clicking or accidentally clicking. Now Zowie mice actually do a really, really good job on making sure your click has to be intentional.
Yeah, and this button, look at that. The side button is very big. I really
thick
like
mouse
that.
buttons.
Yes.
Just what we needed.
Yes.
You have to be very, very intentional when you're pressing them down, because it takes a little bit of actuation force, not too much, and the travel distance is probably medium.
Yeah.
So you're not going to accidentally click these, which is nice, because that's an issue that I've run into in a lot of other mice. The Model O, actually one of those huge problems is that wobble on the buttons.
I don't like that.
So that can tend to cause an issue and some inconsistencies when you're trying to click it down.
Especially when you're tracking, So buttons are very important to us. Obviously, of course, you guys already know the DPI button is really important too, because when I'm playing, I like to reload like this.
Exactly. Yeah, I reload with the DPI button.
Exactly.
Bind that to reload. Oh my god. Yeah. So I mean, next category number 3.
Yes.
Is going to be the skates.
The skates, very important.
And I feel like we should match the skates with the cord, because the cord. I mean, if you got really good skates but a crappy cord, it's not going to help that much.
Like this, like this.
Yes.
Right.
Zowie,
Like,
we need to get paracord on these guys.
What is this, man? You know, like the G-Wolf skull and the Model Low with the paracord, I feel like is the best in the business.
Definitely.
And then of course you can't go wrong with the wireless because it has no wire.
Yeah.
You know?
So the cord on the G Pro wireless is
great.
fantastic.
It's awesome.
Because there is none.
But the actual cord does suck though.
The actual cord that you have to plug in.
Yeah, that one sucks. But
if you do have to plug it in, that sucks.
Yeah. But skates, usually companies do it pretty well, but like the gaming mice skates that most gaming mice, come with is actually really nice. But using like really nice skates like the Model Low or the G-Wolf skull is actually really nice as well. It's very smooth.
Yeah.
Makes the other mice like the Zowie and then the G Pro wireless feel really slow,
So if there's Hyperglides available, I mean that's great. But if more companies would put stock mouse feet on that feel like Hyperglides, like Glorious does for $50 nonetheless, like that's sick.
Yeah.
Because it comes hyperglided and paracorded, so you don't have to worry about either of those things. Not a whole lot of drag. And again, in one of our previous videos, we mentioned hard mouse mat. So if you don't have like some very fast glides on there, or your mouse doesn't have hyperglides for it yet, I mean, a hard mouse pad actually makes it feel like it's hyperglided.
Yes.
Because there's a lot less friction on there.
Yeah.
So definitely try one of those if your mouse has some lower end skates on it, or just regular gaming skates.
Yeah.
So let's move on to the next category, which everyone seems to be obsessed with lately, is going to be weight.
Weight.
So everyone's trying to get these lighter and lighter and lighter.
Yeah, I really like the light mouse.
Yeah.
But like, me playing with the Model O, I love the Model O. It's awesome. But then the FK2, the shape of it is just so nice that I just always go back to the FK2. So that's what when I found out, I was like, oh, shape is really important to me. But going back to the FK2, I'm like, this is really heavy.
Yeah.
So of course, if you play with it for a few hours, you definitely get used to it, and you like don't notice it anymore. But like once you go back to like a really light mouse, you're like, this is really light. This is really nice.
Yeah.
So
I remember because I switched from like the G900 or the G903 to my G Pro, and if my G903 then felt like a brick right afterwards.
Yeah.
And now there's all these mice like the Model O and the G-Wolf skull, and then all the other ones coming out like the Final Mouse K-Town, which are gonna make my G Pro feel like a brick, and I don't like that. If I'm honest, I don't like it.
Exactly. But I mean, it's not super important. I feel like it's very subjective, but like you get used to it, so it's not a super important thing. But
I mean, if you like to play with like a G502, weighing in at like 130 grams or something crazy like that, you go for it. Whatever's comfortable in your hand is gonna be the best mouse.
And also like the skates and how fast it goes and how smooth it is also, I feel like, is a little bit more important than just weight.
Because you won't really notice the extra weight on there. I mean, if it's got hyperglides, a good cord, and then it skates nicely on your desk. So I mean, that's gonna be the main factors there. Because that weight, I mean, my G Pro will feel like a brick on a cloth mouse pad, whereas if I put it on a hard mouse pad, it feels a lot lighter because there's just less friction. All right, so moving on to the next thing. This is our fifth category now. We're going to move on to build quality.
Build quality.
Not too important. So we're dipping into the things that aren't crazy important. These are really just personal preference.
But like this is awesome. I love this glossy finish. It does pick up a lot of fingerprints, but you can't really tell with this color. And it does pick up a lot of that oil and stuff that's on your hand, which is kind of disgusting. The G Pro,
it's grippy.
It is, it's grippy. It feels so awesome. It feels nice. The Model Low and the G Pro wireless, I feel like this is just the best, like, overall. It feels smooth, but like it doesn't have you don't get fingerprints on it that much, and it's pretty grippy as well. And then here's the G-Wolf skull. It has like this really raspy.
Yeah, it's like a texture like
sandpaper,
like sandpapery almost kind of finish on there, which is it's grippy. It's
grippy,
but it kind of feels cheap.
It does. It
feels cheap in the hand.
So like it's not super important because at the end of the day they're all like plastic. Yeah. But it just feels a little bit nicer with this, with the better build quality on the mouse. So
yeah, definitely. And I mean, like, durability falls under that category as well. Yeah. Where like Model O with your button wobble, or like the Razer Viper with your side buttons that are just impossible to press.
Yes.
So things like that are definitely a factor in there. Not enough to warrant its own category, but that sort of fits in under there. So next on, for our sixth category, we're going to be moving on to the RGB.
Very important.
Obviously, we probably should have put this at number one. Yeah. RGB is the most important thing as we know as gamers. So I mean,
so obviously this one has no RGB, so this mouse sucks. Don't get it. No, just
yeah. So no RGB, no buy.
You know what the best RGB is? These two.
Yes.
The Model O and the G-Wolf Skull is so dope with the
Yeah.
RGB, man. I love it. You know?
Yeah, so the G-Wolves, you got that nice underglow there.
Yeah.
So it's only on the bottom of the RGB, so it's got a sick like underglow effect.
Yeah.
There's no other RGB, so you don't have to worry about it being covered by your palm or anything like that. Logitech.
Exactly.
And then the Model O, a lot of people were saying they might have gone overkill with the RGB because it's on the sides, it's on the inside, it's on the scroll wheel. I actually dig it. I dig it, to be honest. That scroll wheel RGB is sick.
Yeah.
More companies need to follow that one. That's sick.
But yeah, I mean, obviously RGB is very important for, you know, my, because to be honest, I just turn off my RGB, you know, when I'm playing. I don't even look at it. So I'm just like, oh, I just turn it off, and that's just what I do.
I like to flex the RGB on my desk. I mean, I got
Mine's
RGB
black.
lights all over the place in
Really?
my room. Yeah. I mean, but it's generally not that important.
No.
So moving on to the seventh category, the seventh and final category, software.
Yeah.
Technically, it could make or break a mouse, but it really doesn't. All software for all these mice are functional.
There's no software on this.
On the BenQ Zowie mice, there are no software.
It's just plug and play.
Plug and play.
Yeah.
That's one of the huge selling points with that one. But all the other mice have software, so the Model O, G Pro, Razer, G Wolf Skull, they all have software, and they all perform very, very similar functions.
Lights, cool,
So controlling
binding,
lights,
you know,
macros,
it's just-
rebinding everything, and
yeah.
it's all really the same. So software isn't really a huge factor. Main thing is just I like it when a mouse is software, or just any of my gaming peripheral softwares just stays over in the taskbar and just doesn't bother me.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
that's like my that's the
Razer.
best thing.
Yeah.
Razer, yeah.
But anyways, that's our list of what makes a mouse really good. Tell us what your list would be down in the comment section below. Like, what's your most important category to a mouse? But that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys next one.
See you in the next one.